In today's fast-changing business world, many organizations face challenges not because their strategies are flawed, but because their internal elements aren't properly aligned. When people, processes, and culture don't work together, new strategies can fail, restructurings can be disappointing, and change efforts often lose momentum. The McKinsey 7S framework helps address this by looking at the whole picture of what makes an organization effective. Developed in the late 1970s, it highlights 7 key, interconnected elements: strategy, structure, systems, shared values, style, staff, and skills. Success comes when these 7 parts support each other, rather than focusing only on strategy. This framework is still widely used today for strategy execution, organizational design, managing change, and integrating companies after mergers. Its strength lies in its simplicity and the understanding that organizations are systems where every part influences the others. The image of chess pieces spelling out strategy is a reminder that just like in chess, careful alignment and coordination across all elements are essential to winning the game in business. The McKinsey 7S framework breaks down an organization into 7 interconnected elements, split into hard and soft categories. The hard elements, strategy, structure, and systems, are the more tangible parts that are easier to define and manage. Strategy refers to the plan for gaining a competitive edge, structure covers how the organization is set up and governed, and systems represent the formal processes and information flows. On the softer side, we have shared values, style, staff, and skills. These are less visible but just as important. Shared values are the core beliefs that guide the organization, style is about leadership and management approach, staff includes the people and talent within the company, and skills focus on the capabilities of the workforce. The key point is that these 7 elements must be aligned. If one changes, the others need to adapt accordingly. For example, changing strategy usually requires adjustments in structure, systems, leadership style, and workforce skills to be successful. Practically, this framework helps diagnose where misalignments occur, which often cause strategy execution to fail. It also supports organizational change and transformation by ensuring all areas move together towards the new goals. Without this alignment, even well-designed strategies, like digital transformation efforts, can struggle if the internal systems or leadership style remain outdated. When organizations go through change initiatives like restructuring, digital transformation, or cultural shifts, it's important to look beyond quick fixes and address deeper organizational elements. In mergers and acquisitions, failures often happen because of cultural clashes or misaligned operations, and the 7S framework helps assess compatibility and integration needs across both organizations. For performance improvement, this framework helps identify gaps between where things are now and where they need to be, so management can focus on improving coordination, accountability, and effectiveness. Using the framework involves a clear but flexible approach. First, you define the purpose, why you're applying it, whether that's to implement a new strategy, improve performance, manage change, or integrate an acquisition. This guides how deeply you analyze the elements. Then, you assess each of the 7 elements: strategy, structure, systems, shared values, style, staff, and skills, by asking specific questions. For example, you look at whether the strategy is clear and fits market conditions, whether responsibilities are well defined and aligned with the strategy, whether processes and incentives support goals, what behaviors are truly rewarded, how leadership acts daily, if the right people are in the right roles, and how skills align with the organization's needs. This diagnostic approach gives a comprehensive view and helps target the right areas for action. To move forward effectively, it's important first to understand what the organization does especially well and what capabilities it lacks for future success. Next, identify any misalignments, such as having a growth-focused strategy but a risk-averse leadership style, or aiming for innovation while maintaining rigid systems and controls. Also watch for mismatches between customer focus and internal skill sets. Once these inconsistencies are clear, design the target alignment by defining how each element should function to support the strategy, forming what's called the target operating model. Since changes usually don't happen overnight, prioritize and implement them gradually, recognizing that soft elements like culture and style often take longer to shift than hard elements like structure or processes, and require ongoing leadership attention. For example, a traditional retailer pursuing digital transformation needs to integrate online and offline teams, upgrade legacy systems, develop digital skills, and encourage faster decision-making. In another case, when 2 firms merge but face productivity loss due to clashing leadership styles and values, focus on harmonizing shared values, styles, and systems rather than just structural changes. In public sector reform, introducing new performance targets without aligning culture and skills typically leads to limited results, highlighting the need for leadership development and capability building beyond just metrics. These examples show how the 7S framework guides identifying and addressing alignment to support successful change and growth. The McKinsey 7S framework offers several advantages. It provides a holistic perspective by recognizing that organizational success depends on the interaction between people, processes, and purpose, rather than just strategy alone. It's also a strong change management tool because it includes softer elements like culture and leadership style, addressing common blind spots during transformation. The framework is flexible and generic, meaning it can be applied across different industries, sectors, and organizational sizes. Additionally, it supports strategic alignment by ensuring all parts of an organization move together towards shared objectives. However, there are some limitations to consider. The model doesn't clarify the sequence of changes or how changes in one area affect others, and assessments of softer elements like culture are subjective and influenced by perception. It offers a static snapshot of the organization and doesn't account for external dynamics or environmental changes. Also, it doesn't provide a roadmap for implementation, which means organizations need other tools and strong leadership to turn insights into action. To use the 7S framework effectively, it's common to combine it with tools like SWOT or PESTLE for analysis, gap analysis to understand current versus desired states, KPIs to measure progress, and change management frameworks to guide execution. When integrated this way, the 7S model is part of a broader strategy toolkit. Overall, it remains a valuable model for understanding organizational effectiveness, emphasizing how alignment across strategy, structure, systems, people, skills, leadership, and culture helps address root causes of failure and guide meaningful change. The McKinsey 7S framework helps turn strategy into action and supports achieving results that last. Today, it remains a useful tool for leaders who face complex challenges and change, because it highlights the importance of execution alongside strategy. By focusing on 7 interconnected elements, it offers a comprehensive way to align different parts of an organization and ensure they work together effectively. This framework guides leaders through both planning and implementation, helping organizations adapt and succeed in a fast-moving environment.